Tom Stoppard's death has left the literary and entertainment worlds shaken, as tributes pour in from every corner of the globe. The Oscar-winning screenwriter, playwright, and cultural giant passed away peacefully at his home in Dorset, England, at the age of 88. His family surrounded him in his final moments, and the announcement brought an immediate wave of emotion from fans, actors, playwrights, and world leaders alike. His passing marks the end of an extraordinary era in storytelling. And today we will also discuss what is known about his funeral and place of burial. Stoppard's talent agency. United Agents released a heartfelt statement confirming his death. They described him as not only a brilliant writer, but a kind, generous, deeply human soul who left an undeniable mark on English literature and theater. He will be remembered for his works, for their brilliance and humanity, the statement read. It was an honor to work with Tom and to know him. Those words captured what so many knew about Stoppard behind the sharp wit, the dazzling language, and the intellectual fireworks. Was a man with profound warmth and humility. King Charles himself paid tribute to Stoppard, calling him one of our greatest writers and a dear friend who wore his genius lightly. His words reflected the admiration shared by many who knew Stoppard personally. Throughout his career, he was a writer who made audiences think and feel. His stories were full of humor, philosophy, paradox, and heart. He never wrote simply to entertain. He wrote to challenge, expand, and enchant the human mind. Tom Stoppard's life story was itself remarkable. Born Thomas Straussler in Zelin, Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, he came into a world about to be torn apart by war. When World War II began, his family fled to Singapore. He later discovered that 4 of his grandparents and 3 of his mother's sisters were killed in the Holocaust. Fate then pushed him further across continents. When Japan invaded Singapore, Stoppard, his brother and his mother were evacuated to India. His father died in Japanese captivity. His mother eventually remarried an English Army major. And young Tom adopted the surname his stepfather gave him, Stoppard. He once admitted that, as a schoolboy, he showed little literary promise. He told people in 1977 that he found Shakespeare boring and slogged through even the most famous novels. By 17, he quit school and decided he wanted to become a great journalist. He embraced interviewing, reporting, and writing short pieces, largely because he loved meeting interesting people. Journalism led to criticism, then 2 short stories, and eventually, almost without warning, it led him to the world of theater. His breakthrough came with his absurdist masterpiece. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. The play premiered at Edinburgh Fringe in 1966, then moved to London's Old Vic a year later. Suddenly, Stoppard was everywhere. He became the youngest playwright produced by the National Theatre, and when the play reached America, it won him his first Tony Award for Best Play. Critics called him a prodigy. Audiences called him a genius. Stoppard said there was no single defining moment. He simply shed one skin and grew another. Across his long career, he delivered one masterpiece after another. Jumpers, Travesties, Night and Day, The Real Thing, Arcadia, and Leopoldstadt, among others. He became known for blending comedy with philosophy, paradox with emotion, and intellectual puzzles with deeply human stories. He received 8 Tony nominations and won 5. The most recent in 2023 for Leopoldstadt, a play inspired by his own family history and the losses they suffered during the Holocaust. His relationship with cinema was just as powerful. Stoppard co-wrote Terry Gilliam's dystopian film Brazil, earning an Oscar nomination. He wrote Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun and contributed, uncredited, to the screenplay of Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. He later wrote the screenplay for Anna Karenina and earned an Emmy nomination for Parade's End, but the defining moment in his screenwriting career came in 1998 with Shakespeare in Love, the romantic comedy. Co-written with Mark Norman, became a global hit and earned Stoppard the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. The film blended romance, humor, Shakespearean references, and clever dialogue, the kind of layered writing only Stoppard could create. He once joked about writing the film. "Some of it is pure mischief," he said. But when you're riding on the back of the most famous love story ever written, you have lots of strands to work with. Beyond professional achievements, Stoppard lived a rich personal life. He married 4 times, first to nurse Josie Ingle, with whom he had 2 sons. Then to doctor and author Miriam Stern, with whom he had 2 more sons, including actor Ed Stoppard. Later came his relationship with actress Felicity Kendall, and in 2014 he married Sabrina Guinness. Those who knew him say that, despite fame and prestige, he remained private, gentle, and devoted to his family. Stoppard often spoke about the mystery of writing. In a 2019 interview, he said that all the good bits of a play came from the subconscious. He didn't write with rigid plans. Instead, he let ideas form in the moment, as though the story was creating itself through him. He hoped his plays would outlive him, saying he aspired to write for posterity, that he wanted his stories to become part of the furniture. His plays have already become that. And now, with his death, audiences and theaters around the world are preparing to honor him in the most meaningful way they can by continuing to perform his work. As tributes continue, many people are waiting for official details about Stoppard's funeral and his place of burial. Families of public figures often need time to grieve and to plan arrangements privately, especially after such a deeply emotional loss. For now, there has been no public announcement, but updates are expected soon. The world has lost a writer whose genius shaped theater, literature, and cinema. Tom Stoppard's death is a cultural moment, a pause in the rhythm of storytelling, a quiet reminder that even giants eventually rest. But the stories he created, the characters he shaped, and the language he loved so deeply will continue to move, challenge, and inspire generations. In closing, it is important to note that no official announcement has yet been made regarding Tom Stoppard's funeral or burial location. The family is expected to release details when they are ready, and we will share those updates when they become available.